Well, I probably bit the international travel bug when I got invited to a world conclave in Cyprus, the island between Athens and Jerusalem. I remember coming through Amsterdam, this first time out of North America, and just hearing over the loudspeaker, "Would Mrs. Ushna from Islamabad please report to the information desk?" And it was like, fuck, this is real weird. Well, then seeing the teenagers with Uzis in the Athens airport wasn't as good. But by the end of this conference, I'd met so many people. It was so interesting. Even the two German guys that the last night of the conference switched. One of them was East German, one of them West German. This is 1987. They started using the du form. Everyone just got quiet. It was really cool. Okay. Well, I started joining this European society, and okay, go 20 years hence. We'd met every 2 years in Barcelona, in a bunch of places. The Barcelona conference was cool because 25 of us in 2004 were people from the original Cyprus conference, so that was kind of nice too. In 2014, I married my second wife in Paradise, Pennsylvania. What a great idea. And I had the last of these European Society meetings I went to in 2014 in Assisi. Kind of cool because we piggybacked our honeymoon in Tuscany on that particular trip. So that was a really, really nice trip. By 2016, I was running a different conference that summer, so didn't go to the European Society. By 2018, I don't even remember what I was doing in 2018. By 2020, well, you know what happened in 2020. 2020, my now ex was going to go to a conference. It got canceled. I was going to go to the Madrid European Society meeting, which got canceled. So you're kind of left. But one of the things that happened this year was I started Zooming a bunch of my worldwide network of friends. And I'm one of the rare people that, despite being retired during COVID, was in better contact with a worldwide network of friends than I'd been since retirement. So it was like really cool. Well, except my wife was not happy about it. She didn't have a lot of friends, and I was spending more time with my friends than she thought I should. But she had really high anxiety levels and couldn't talk about current events after dinner, and I needed to process. So that's what I was up to. Well, it was a COVID divorce. We split up that summer. She moved out, blah, blah. But that fall, I thought, well, I can't do my usual beer and bratwurst party, with people. Well, I thought, yes, I can. We have Zoom. So I had a beer and bratwurst birthday party that year with a bunch of my international colleagues with my HD TV with 18 people on it. It was a blast. It really was fun. And then it got to the end of 2020 and I thought, fuck, I'll do a New Year's Eve party. So I did a New Year's Eve Zoom with people from Istanbul to Santa Monica. Fun party. Well, except after the nap I took during the Atlantic Ocean break, I don't think I was really with it by the time we hit Santa Monica, but whatever. Okay, well, the Madrid conference in the summer of 2020 had been canceled, and I had another Zoom with a bunch of my European friends about whether they were going to the postponed conference in 2021. Unfortunately, most of them weren't. One guy that was almost tempted me to go. Here was a guy that had driven from Tartu, Estonia, around the Ukraine, which Estonians weren't allowed to drive through, to our conference in Iași, Romania. I met him there. I ended up being a reader for his dissertation, and he ended up running the conference in Tartu about 5 or 6 years later. So, I had this whole connection with all these people. Well, I'm divorced. I've done some Zoom stuff. That's been kind of fun. And what happens is I moved to Delaware to be closer to my young son. I moved back because I prefer to live in Pennsylvania. But I finally sent out my Christmas letter, my Yuletide missive in 2023. And I get my European friends responding, and they're all going, "You have to come to Split." I'm going, what? What's that? Split, Croatia is where the 2024 conference is. Well, that could be interesting. But I say to one of my friends who's still on the council of the European Society, that, the expiration date of the conference is passed. I haven't submitted anything. She sends my website from my speaker website to the scientific program officer as an application, as a proposal for the conference. I'm going, what? The scientific program officer calls me up and says, well, we can count this as an application, or you can write an abstract. You're going to have to write a paper anyway, but we'd like you to come. I'm going, I can't afford this. But I spent a weekend, wrote an abstract. Nice, though, because they understand. They used to have a lot of Eastern European poor people that came that gave, scholarships to. So they put people up with 400 euros, which is the conference fee, plus room and board, plus the excursion, plus the banquet. I still haven't paid the round-trip airfare, but that's only going to be about $800 to go to Croatia. And then my financial planner, who I thought would warn me against spending this money, told me he did his honeymoon in Croatia, and it's the coolest place he's ever visited. So I'm thinking, like Mae West once said, one life is enough if you do it right.